We literally just got back from quarantine. Even Heisenfeld's here.
Hello!
Hey juniors, this is Mrs. Goodike and I'm here to discuss with you all the information for the SAT, WorkKeys, and M-STEP testing all throughout this week. You can also find testing information available through our guidance office website. So day one, you'll be taking the SAT on Tuesday, April 13th, starting first thing in the morning. WHS students will test in the Aux Gym. CCA students will test in Mr. Braggington's room, D405. Students with an IEP or 504 plan will receive test room assignment from Mr. Canayas. Day two, you will take the WorkKeys on Wednesday, April 14th, again first thing in the morning. WHS students will still be in the Aux Gym. CCA students in Mr. Braggington's room. The students with the 504 or IEP plan will receive test room assignment from Mr. Warson. Day three will be the M-STEP on Tuesday, April 20. We will split students up into two different testing sessions, one in the AM and one in the PM. This means you will test during one of these sessions, not both. Again, more information for testing will be available each day this week, so make sure you stay tuned. Thanks.
Students that are planning to dual enroll next fall need to turn in their paperwork or submit the Google form by next Friday, March 26th. See your counselor if you have any questions.
Good morning guys, this is Mrs. Dole. We're going to talk a little bit today about the PSAT that all freshmen and sophomores are going to take on Tuesday, April 13th. That is the very first Tuesday after we get back from spring break. So Wayland High School, CCA, and VAC students, that's students who are participating online, will all be taking the PSAT on Tuesday, April 13th. Since this isn't a test you've taken in the high school before, we're going to take this time to go over some of the details so that you can feel confident and comfortable and prepared for test day. So let's take a look. First, let's start with the freshmen. Freshmen are testing in classrooms. How do you know what room you're actually assigned to? You have to check on the rosters that are posted before test day. So starting on March 22nd by the main office and the Grand Hall, you will need to find your name on the roster, which will then identify which classroom you are testing in. Make sure you look in advance so that you are not wondering and worrying the night before. Students who have an IEP or test with accommodations will receive your room assignments from Mr. Warson and Mr. Canayas. For sophomores, WHS and VAC sophomores are testing in the main gym. CCA sophomores are testing in room D402. Again, students who have an IEP or test with accommodations would need to talk to Mr. Warson and Mr. Canayas. Sophomores are testing in the main gym. However, prior to going into the main gym, you have to check in with a staff member in the Cat's Den. In the Cat's Den, you will see large fluorescent posters that have the alphabet posted on them. That is where you need to look for your last name, and you will check in with that staff member and get permission before entering the main gym. One really important note for all freshmen and sophomores is that you will be dismissed from school for the day at the conclusion of testing. That is approximately 11:30. If you have an IEP or accommodations, it will be later than that. Buses will run on the normal schedule, so if you are unable to get a ride home and need to stay, you will be expected to stay in the Grand Hall. Lunch can be provided free of charge, however, you do need to turn in the pre-order form to the cafeteria by March 31st. Breakfast is available for all students before testing, free of charge, just like normal. Lunch will also be free, however, it will only be available if you turn in the form by March 31st. So what to bring on test day? Bring number 2 pencils, an approved calculator. If you do not have an approved calculator, one will be provided for you. Make sure you dress in layers depending on if you're in the main gym or which classroom you're in. The temperatures could vary and you want to be comfortable since you'll be there for approximately 3 hours. You can also bring some snacks or water. These will not be allowed in the testing room or main gym, but you may have them during a 5-minute break. What not to bring. This is just as important, if not more important. any electronics. So that includes your cell phone, your smartwatch, your Fitbit, your iPad, anything that has electronic or internet capabilities, as well as anything that will make noise. If you have this on your person while testing, or you access them during a break, your scores and possibly the entire room that you're testing in will be voided. Please do not do that. That's a really tough phone call to make. Well, that wraps that up, and that was a lot of information. So thank you for taking the time to listen to all the details that pertain to you for testing. If you have any questions, please reach out to myself or any of the guidance office staff so we can get those cleared up prior to spring break. We look forward to seeing you ready to go on the morning of Tuesday, April 13th for the PSAT. Thank you.
What's up, Waylon? Today for lunch we got barbecue riblets, macaroni, and beans.